anything really matter?
What does it matter? I mean, it matters.
Well, it does matter.
What's the
It
matter?
matters.
Well, it does matter.
Does it matter to you? Does it matter to you? Does it matter to you? I mean, what does it matter?
And that matters a lot.
What does it matter?
What's the matter? Does it matter to you?
It matters to me.
Welcome to Tallahassee Matters. I'm Tamara Smith. Today's topic is art, specifically visual art. Tallahassee has a very active art community, and later we'll show you some of the work from the city's employee art show. But first, we'll start with one big art project, a large outdoor mural just a couple of blocks from Cascades Park. Our crew was there while the painters worked. Take a look.
The students have a couple that they can look at while they're working with some directions, some tips. Beautiful. It was all donated from Sherwin-Williams.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, which is great. And this color is actually called Positive Red.
Oh, I love that.
Isn't that great? This is day one of our project. We're working on it all week. The Pace Center for Girls students are coming over from 9 to 11 every morning. It was a project that was designed by me. I teach over at Florida State University. This project is really growing out of a body of work that I started in 2011. It was in response to the housing crisis. We're working on this project during Florida State's spring break. The girls are still in session because their spring break is 1 week later. We projected the image Sunday night in preparation for the girls arriving Monday morning. I did a workshop with them about a month ago. The girls collected these images that reminded them of home. A lot of the images were sections of buildings or windows or beds, so I collaged all of their materials. Then once I had the final image, we projected it on the mural, the water cistern, last night after the sun went down. We've transferred the image and now we're just refining the image with the students. In this digital age where I use tons of digital tools, I think there's something really powerful about putting paint on a wall together as a community and sort of like making this thing beautiful and memorable. And I have little cups that you can pour the paint into, so you can just walk with the cup and paint. What we're accomplishing today is just to fill in more areas of color and then fine-tune the edges to make the images more readable.
You see how these lines are kind of like not straight? I'm gonna like put this down here and then paint this way. Yeah. Right? But you want to do another one right there too. You see what I mean? You're just kind of like reinforcing these lines.
Oh, let's do this window right here.
This one.
Red.
Okay.
You want to do red?
This section is going to be this color, because that'll be like that pink. I'm the science teacher for PACE. PACE is a marriage between social services and academics, and we teach classes between 6th through 12th grade. Projects like this make it fun. They're out here, they're doing it, they're having fun, they're with their friends, and they come back into school and they tell everybody, you know, hey, you missed out if you didn't go because we just had a lot of fun. We painted this on here. When you walk by, this is the section that I did, and they'll have that ownership.
You pour.
I'm painting the side of a window and kind of trying to put the details around it like she's doing. She's outlining it, and I'm going around the edges so it can look kind of like what she's doing in a darker version. I'm making it kind of thick paint. So, see, it's awesome.
We are painting a mural. We had to find pictures of like what made home home. So everybody has one thing where that makes your home. And then she did this with it. And it kind of looks different, but it's cool. And we're having fun. We don't have to talk about school all day, and we get to communicate and get to know each other better.
What I love about mural work is the feeling of community that you get, working with other people, hearing those stories, having it affect the imagery. That's one of the reasons I wanted to do this project.
It was peaceful. I worked at my own pace, no rushing. I had fun with the pace girls.
We got some good work done today.
We got so much done. You guys were amazing, so focused.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having us. We really appreciate it.
You can get paint all over these if you want.
So welcome to the mural. I think yesterday people had a good time. I'll walk you around the mural, just give you a tour. You can see there's lots of things that just need sort of touched up and made like more professional. And so I took a lot of the images that you guys put together. Some of them were houses, some were windows. There was one stairs. Yeah, so they're kind of abstract so that everybody can work on them. This is day 3 of the Pace Center for Girls mural, and it's been going really well. The weather has been hot, but mostly in the afternoon. In the morning, it's been lovely when the girls are here from 9 to 11. Rain is supposedly on its way, so we're trying to make lots of progress. We've been blocking in the colors, and there's a lot of fine-tuning to make it look really professional.
Yeah, which one do you want?
Coming from me.
Well, which one you want?
That's cute.
I like that color. I want some of that too.
Can I take this out of me? Oh, that red is cute. You see how these are kind of outlined a little bit? You see this right here? That's the headboard and the bed part. So you're gonna be kind of taking the paint or taking the tape and lining it up. Press really hard. You guys see what I'm doing? You go around and then keep going. And then you'll start painting. So when you paint, can I show them? I want you guys to make sure that you get the extra off on the lip of the bowl so that you're not slinging paint around on each other. And then when you paint, make sure this is really flat and pressed in, and then you go this way. You don't go like that, okay? Because you don't want it to fall underneath the tape. Cool? Oh, look at me, I'm so sorry. Oh.
Yesterday we made a lot of progress. The girls were here in the morning, and then we had Drexton was here as always. He's been my main steady helper. He's amazing. I would say we're 80% of the way, but there's so much fine tuning to do, so that looks super professional. And the fine tuning is really us taping off sections and then painting from the tape down to the wall. So that it doesn't get underneath the tape. And then you pull off the tape, and sometimes, despite your best efforts, there can get some paint under there. So just going in with a detailed brush and making sure each shape is super flat with a nice clean edge and looks intentional.
I'm just trying to help her get the mural done as quickly as possible. I come with her night and day whenever she needs me. As an artist, it gives me experience with working in a super large scale. Like the most I've ever worked is probably 5 feet by 6 feet, and this is probably like 20 times that scale. Her design process makes it seem less overbearing, and you get to see how to arrange yourself and develop a team to get things done.
Today is Friday. It's our 5th day working on the painting. We've been trying to beat the weather all week, and it's been holding back, but now it seems to be approaching this afternoon, so we're doing a last final rush to get the painting done. We'll probably have to do some fine tuning next week just to make it look super professional. But it's our last day with the girls. So it's great to have them here, and it's a good group that turned out this morning. They're super focused, so it's been a good week.
Look, the green's still strong.
The what?
The green.
Sometimes you need to put like a second coat on it, so.
The whole way down to that light green, and you could even wrap around this window. This is taped off, so you can just bring it the whole way over.
So just paint all of this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi. Painting the wall. The job that I'm doing today is painting the wall because I think it needs more color in it, and it's actually fun to do. It looks better.
You're gonna get paint on you sometime.
I love painting because my dad's a painter, and he builds like houses and paint. So I've just liked painting. It's just like something I love doing.
I want to do the red.
I don't think there's very much red left.
Not yet.
We're just touching up sections. You can see where it's like the tape, we put the tape down and then the paint bled under the tape a little bit, so we're just going back and cleaning up some of the lines. And yeah, and then there's sections. Today is the 6th day of the PACE Center for Girls mural, and we're just doing the final touch-up. I have my students here from Florida State University, and they're getting some experience just learning how to work with the exterior paints.
The type of art that we're used to doing in our classes is watercolors and oil painting, and so it's a completely different medium when you're using exterior paint out here. The PACE Center for Girls began this project and worked on it for quite a while, and we're just here touching it up, and it's really great to be able to finish their message.
Good, huh? This mural project is a collaboration between the City of Tallahassee, Florida State University, and the Council on Culture and Arts. This is also being done in conjunction with the PACE Center School for Girls. We all agreed on a plan, and it really came together in a couple of weeks. Joelle has been instrumental in pulling together grant money from the National Endowment of the Arts, a $10,000 grant to get this done, and pulling together some donations from Sherwin-Williams and some other resources to make this happen.
I was super nervous about this mural. Actually, it's quite a big project. It's 140 feet around, so it's a lot of territory to cover. I expect that we'll finish it today. I'm looking forward to seeing the final thing finished. I am pretty happy with it. When you come up over the hill from Cascade Park, I think it's fairly striking, the colors that are used, especially the red. The red really pops off the landscape.
There's a lot of synergy going on in the Cascades Park area. We're really trying to create a sense of place, and this is just one of those components that was established in the 1900s. This is basically what they had for water tanks back then. Nowadays you see them all way up above ground to produce the water pressure that you need. But that is a water holding tank, and behind it is the actual water well that we developed in the early 1900s.
This is important in that it documents the times, how we just made it through the recent recession, but that people are still struggling with housing, and that this gives them some sort of memorable image within the landscape that they can feel connected to.
Does it matter to you?
It matters to me.
green thing on the road up there?
Oh, that's a bike box. They help prevent car and bike crashes. Stop at the stop line. As a driver, you simply get behind it. Oh, you see? Bike boxes help keep cyclists safe by offering them a designated space at an intersection. At bike box intersections, you'll need to remember that there's no right on red, unless there's a designated turn lane.
Is it hot in here?
Visit talgov.com.
Rick has a budding interest in flying. John was a pilot for 20 years. Terry enjoys caring for animals. Roger is a veterinarian. Patty loves cooking. Rachel owns a bakery. Bringing people together to share their experiences and realize their dreams is what 4-H is all about. Contact 4-H to find out how easy it is to become a 4-H volunteer. Florida's future begins with youth. Share the experience.
Green, green, green. It's your home, it's your dream. Radon testing, keep it healthy and clean. Make it green, green, green. Making it green is making sure the air in your home is healthy for your family to breathe. Make sure you test your home for the presence of radon. It's easy. To learn more, call 866-730-GREEN. Preserve your family's health and well-being. Get your home tested. Now that's living healthy and green. Green, green, green. It's your home, it's your dream. Radon testing, keep it healthy and clean. Make it green, green, green. To learn more, call 866-730-GREEN.
Does it matter to you?
It matters to me.
Welcome back to Tallahassee Matters. I'm Tamara Smith. Our next story is about the Town Show, where artistically inclined city employees share their work in an art show for all to see. This year's exhibit is done, but there was an interesting variety of styles, and Amanda Thompson was there to show our crew some of the work. Let's take a look.
We're here today at the City of Tallahassee Art Gallery, and we are taking a look at the Town Show, which is often referred to as Tallahassee's own. And that's exactly what this is. It's a collection of artwork by Tallahassee's own employees and retirees. All of the artists who are featured in this exhibition work for the City of Tallahassee or are retired from the City of Tallahassee. And the City of Tallahassee and the Council on Culture and Arts has a very long relationship. We actually work on behalf of the City of Tallahassee to not only prepare all of the exhibitions in this particular space, but all of the Art in Public Places programming as well. The Tallahassee's own show, Town for short, is just one of those, and this is the 11th annual Town Show. There's a wide diversity of mediums, of subject matter, and of perspectives that are here within this exhibition. And we're going to take a little bit of a closer look at a few of those pieces right now. So this is a piece by Zara Esway. She actually is here at the City of Tallahassee in the planning department. And it's really interesting because her background is actually in fine art. And a lot of her time in that study was spent on printmaking. She is very, very interested in not only the printmaking process itself, but also one particular map made by a cartographer and printmaker named Henry Welge. It is a map of Tallahassee in 1885. She has spent an enormous amount of time looking at this map, studying it from all various different angles. She was really inspired to create a piece of artwork that really paid homage not only to Henry Welge, but also to the City of Tallahassee that she has called home for the last decade. So she took not only her printmaking ability, but also her fiber skills, and she has used them in creative expression in this particular artwork. And that allows her to create all of this texture in the foreground as well as in the sky area. So this really was a labor of love, and one that Zara is so gracious to share with all of us. This piece is by Ruth Nickens. It's called Sanguine Gardens, and it's made out of glass, in addition to some other found materials. And one of the things that's really interesting about Ruth Nickens is she comes from a long line of wordsmiths and artists and sculptors, and many of them instilled in her a deep love of tinkering and putting things together from disparate pieces. She has translated it into stained glass art. Ruth uses her imagination and her intuition to guide her as she creates these pieces. Ruth is actually the Health and Wellness Program Coordinator over at the Senior Center, and she speaks often about how important it is for individuals, regardless of their age and the stage where they are in life, to express themselves creatively. It keeps us young in our minds, it keeps us young in our hearts. She's worked at the Senior Center for more than 11 years, and she has been a part of this community for many more than that, and we're awfully, awfully grateful to have her as part of the 11th Annual Town Show. This piece of artwork is by Stephanie Barber. She works in facilities management in the architecture section, and she finds that art and architecture are very similar, and she enjoys very much working on her own artwork in her spare time. This particular piece was part of a series of 5 artworks that were created for Pride Fest here in Tallahassee. And all of them were created in grayscale. You'll notice that the majority of the composition is done in grays and blacks and whites, and there's a very exuberant splash of color that Stephanie is very fond of. She actually is a local girl, born and raised here in Tallahassee, and she's spent a great deal of time studying art here in Tallahassee as well. Stephanie right now is working on a new series of local landscapes, and I can't wait to see how those turn out. This piece is by Leslie Puckett, and it's called Dancing into the Black Hole. And Leslie is actually a staff person over at the Senior Center. She coordinates all of the art education opportunities and programs there. So she has a very clear association with art making, and she utilizes that to great effect in this particular piece. It's a mixed media artwork, which means that she's utilizing a variety of different materials. And the first step of this particular process actually uses styrofoam, just the packaging material that you might find in a computer or an appliance. She takes that styrofoam and she covers it with a layer of decoupage, which is basically just paper that's been soaked in some kind of a glue or an adhesive. Once that's dry, she then covers the entire thing with drywall compound. And while the drywall compound is still a little damp, she can carve different sorts of shapes and figures, and that's exactly what she's done here. She then allows the entire thing to dry completely and covers it with a variety of paints and washes and metallic glazes. The subject matter for this piece is actually inspired by a Sherlock Holmes short story called The Adventure of the Dancing Men. And The Adventure of the Dancing Men is a story about a code, and the code itself utilizes stick figures of men. And so Leslie Puckett has taken a great deal of inspiration from the Dancing Men, and she's utilized it in this particular piece. So it's whimsical, it's fun, and it references a particular piece of literature that she's very fond of. This piece is by Frank Dietrich. It's called Skull, and he's utilizing some high-tech kinds of processes to create this particular piece. He is actually very inspired by his own ancestral heritage. He's actually Native American. He's a quarter Choctaw, and a lot of the artwork that he produces really is reflective of that heritage. He spends a lot of time not only taking photographs of interesting backgrounds and textures, but also tracing and drawing imagery into the computer itself. He uses digital software like Photoshop and Corel Draw to manipulate images, to twist them, to turn them, to elongate them, to change their color, their saturation, their contrast. And he works and he adjusts until he gets to a point where he's satisfied with the work that he's created. The pieces are then printed on canvas and they can be hung for enjoyment for years and years. This guitar was made by Jim Holland. He's actually retired from the city, but he used to work for the Information Technology Department. He's been a lifelong guitar player and an avid one, and his love of guitar really manifested itself in wanting to know a little bit more about the instrument itself and how it's made. He actually went to Pennsylvania to take a class from a luthier. A luthier is somebody who makes and repairs musical instruments that are stringed. And while he was there, over the course of about 7 days, he actually made this particular instrument. He learned a lot of woodworking techniques, even though he had a lot of them already in his repertoire. When he brought it home to Tallahassee, he realized, of course, that he needed to finish it. And one of the ways that he did that was by staining it a very beautiful blue color. Now, the first attempt at staining this particular guitar actually wasn't so successful. It came out a little bit more green than he wanted, so he enlisted the help of some other local craftspeople to get just the right shade and just the right finish. He's actually played this guitar here in town at the Salty Dog, and I'm sure that his love of guitar will show for many years to come, and we will all benefit from it. The Council on Culture and Arts is proud to work with the City of Tallahassee, and we are thrilled to be able to offer a variety of art exhibitions all year long. Obviously, we're super excited about the annual town exhibition, and we don't want you to miss next year's. But in the meantime, don't forget that this particular space has a wide variety of art exhibitions that feature the work of local artists who are your friends and neighbors. So don't miss next year's town show, but don't worry, there's lots of art all year long.
That's all for this edition of Tallahassee Matters. For WCOT, I'm Tamara Smith. Thanks for watching.
Let's try parking. I want you to park on the right.
Well, what kind of parking spot is that?
Oh, this is a back-end angle parking space.
How do I use it?
Pull past this space, turn on your blinker, and back it up.
What?
Yeah, you just back it up. Oh,
okay.
You're backing it, you're backing it, you're backing it up. You're backing it, you're backing it, you're backing it up. Stay between the lines, you're backing it up.
Visit talgov.com.
Have a kit so you're ready for any emergency. Develop a plan for what you and your family will do before disaster strikes, and stay informed during severe weather any way you can.
The Tally Parks app, a free app from the City of Tallahassee, is available for download. With the app, you can search by trail marker, scan QR codes on trails to find locations, and find features like basketball courts or playgrounds. The Tally Parks app is free in the Google Play Store and in the Apple App Store. The Tally Parks app is a great app for discovering the best parks in America. Unlike other map services, it helps you find all the parks and trails, plus the hidden gems that make Tallahassee unique.